Good morning. How is everybody? Seen that? Oh, what a start. Oh, God. Honestly, it's one of those days, isn't it? Right. Come on, pull yourself together. 2 seconds. I've got to work this out. Well, it's good TV, isn't it? Right. There we go. God, what an amateur. There. There. I think that's about right. Right. Let's have a look at the chart. All right. Hi, Rough Guitar Studio. How are you doing? Good to see you on here. Stelly, hello. See the mic drop there. All right. How's everybody doing? So today, what I thought I would do is I'm going to nip over to my other project and do a bit of guitar playing. That's the first thing. The second thing, which could be the first thing when I think about it, I need to update my template and see how that's going to run. Just the SSL has just got to the point where it's like so unstable, and I've done everything with it that I'm going to basically have to change it. How does the mic sound? Does it sound all right? But I do have a replacement. So we can have a look at that today. Okay, just get a little bit of top end on there. I think that's what we need. That's why, isn't it? So I think I just need a tiny bit of compression on there, and we're good. That's it. All right. Add a big reverb. Yeah. What to though? Everything. Hi, Graham. All right, get the vote done. Yeah, that's important. They're all, well, I think they're all crap choices. Mike is okay. What was that about the SSL? You have the SSL download manager. Yes, so, all right, Stelly. So what it is I've been battling with this for a while now. Is for the 360 software to work, you have to have in Ableton, you have to have every single SSL plugin has to be VST3, okay, or it won't work. But I've replaced everything. I've redone absolutely everything in my template. I've even got that template, dropped it into a new, fresh Ableton page, right? So it's completely new, all right? Yet, still, it worked okay for a little bit, and then it's just gone back to its old behavior, which is when I finish a project, if I export a project, okay, as soon as I export it, and then save after that, then it just basically Ableton shuts down. It just like disappears off your screen. Not only does it do that, but it deletes your project, right? So even if you've saved your project, right, and then exported, right, it'll delete your project, but you can still get it out of your backups folder, so it's not totally lost or anything like that. But it's just that all the time. It's every single time that happens, and I've been through like everything. That's the only thing it can possibly be, because when I take it out, I don't have any of that behavior. Now SSL have reported a problem, which they are working on, but I do have a different replacement. Which we can try out. We can try out today and see what happens. It's definitely something to do with the 360 enabled plugins and them all talking to each other. It's just not. I mean, as soon as I fix it, I'll probably go back. However, Stelly, because because I've had to look for an alternative, what I've done is I've gone back to my next best thing, which is, I mean, they're all. It's not like it's a worse option. Is I've gone back to what I've gone back to is I've gone back to Slate Digital, and I've had a lot of. It's been so I was working on it yesterday. We can have a look actually. I'll just boot the other project up. Or I'll tell you what. In fact, before I do that, because I will do a bit of that, you've got a choice. We can either look at the project I've set it up in, or we'll do a setup in this one, and then I can show you how I'm using it, which is pretty, it's all good stuff. So unfortunately, that's the thing. That's the problem I'm having, and yeah, it's just been hard work trying to fix it and then not being able to. Audio to the eyeballs. Hello, how are you doing? I am well. Good to see you on here. But I'll tell you what, I'll do a little bit of playing. I'm just going to go to the other project. It'll go quiet and then it'll open up. Oh, before I do. Actually, it'd be a good test, the other one, because we'll see how it is. All right, I'm back. Here we go. Right. So I'm just thinking. So the latency seems quite good. Sounds on now. Just see what the guitar's doing. There you go. Right, and then so what I've done is I've done some drums. I'll just have a little play along. Right. It's sounding okay. It is polychrome. Everything, audio to eyeballs, everything I use is polychrome. Absolutely all of it. And there we go. This particular patch that I'm using, so this is called Guitar Bass. And what I'm using just basically one polychrome. It's got the hypertune on it, and it's tuned down an octave. So you have like a bass sound. And I actually put that, it's dry, it's got no like guitar cab on it, but it is going through a basement. It goes through basement subharmonic generator to give it a bit more low end, and then it goes into a bass cab software, of course. This Kiesel, no, this is sort of like one of my custom builds. So this is like an Osiris. So yeah, so this is an Osiris, and so this is one like I spec'd out. So we've got the I always like the 5-piece walnut, purple heart neck, swamp ash body, raw tone, richer light neck, illuminate, and we've got 5-way switch, super switch, push and pull, and then the pickups are the McLaughlin ones, so they're sort of my favourite. But I do have, I've got at the back here, I've got the HD there. That one's got the classics in. That one's got the moderns in, and the hyperdrive's also got the McLaughlin, and everything's on a 5 switch now. What's this one? Oh, you can't see, can I? The guitarist uses this technique and additionally uses a separate guitar pickup. So yeah, and then basically on top of that bass, I've got 2 McLaughlin Suite amps, and I've got it's 2 presets of mine which I think are in it. Well, one of them certainly is, and that's the Alive, and I'm also using this of one called Brutal. And that's what's given us the sort of dual, fake sort of dual guitar thing. Oops. Oh. It's a new one, that. I've been trying to do some of my economy picking stuff. The tune-up string things, like with hybrid. It's working out quite well. I'll get it going in a minute. You think, yeah, it has got compression on it. Mind you, it sounds alright in my headphones. We can give it a bit more bass, though, that's for sure. That's the guitars. Give it another dB. That's alright, isn't it? But it's all ready to record, see, so... that's good for a good warmer up there. So, so I'm just planning on doing some new, really short, quick content. So some of the ideas that I've got are, I thought I'd do desert island licks. How about that? So all of the stuff that I use like all of the time, and I'll just do it as like a series, you know. So I've just been kind of working on that. One of them's actually a picking exercise, which is like a nightmare to do. If anybody likes picking exercises, that's definitely the one to do. So that's like a lethal combination of inside and outside picking. How are you syncing with your door live stream? All right, yeah. So basically, I think this is the answer to this. I use two audio interfaces. So I've got one audio interface, which is basically the one that I monitor of, and that's like, you know, that's as close to like as fast as possible I can get. I think it's under 7 milliseconds. It's like 6 point something. And then I have a second interface which comes out to the broadcast, and then I'm monitoring my headphones and everything through Ableton Live. That's how I do it anyway, and that's how I kind of sync up. So obviously, like, that's how it works. It seems to work really well, and that's how I've been streaming for a while. Play Whammy High. I wish I could. I was trying to find it. I was thinking, oh, it's sticking out there. That's where I want it. Out the way. It was good that. Enjoyed playing. I've been slowly getting. I don't know if anybody's noticed on the streams with Thomas. I mean, I'm not going into full on jazz, but I have been sneaking in a little bit of a fusion sound here and there, especially with the pentatonic scales. So I've been working on sort of this week. I've been just doing like really like pentatonic stuff that's really awkward. So like one of the things is doing scale patterns like this, so we're in E minor. Stuff like that's a real nightmare. But it goes nice with everyone else. You've noticed, yeah, so it like works really nice with the blues. I used to be like early on as a kid, like his first couple of albums, like first sort of, yeah. I mean, I loved the first album; it absolutely blew my mind. But I had no idea what was going on. But there are things that I've taken from kind of the Greg Howe thing. I was more Richie Kotzen. Hence that stuff, but the hybrid picking thing's been like sort of later down the line. Really, it's only been something that's I've started doing properly in the last year. But just great sort of stuff doing. I love all that kind of stuff. It's brilliant. Yeah, I'll have to hear his new stuff. It's like just I can't listen to the fusion thing. I don't know, it just sounds like elevator music to me, but it's probably because I'm ignorant. But I do love like taking little bits. The chromatic thing I really, really enjoy. And it's just been a natural progression for me because I've just simply getting bored of what I'm playing and I need to do something drastic. So chromatic kind of stuff was something I was getting into because I was working on sort of finger technique and my finger independence, and it required me learning some sort of chromatic lines. I thought, oh, you know what, these are quite good. I'll use them. And you start getting, it's weird, you start getting like an ear for it, you know? And it's a really fun thing to do, you know. So, like when I'm playing, I mean, you'll know this. I just sort of like, you know, I just start when there's a note that I want to go to. Sometimes I'll just load up with a load of chromatic notes either before or after it, and that seems to work quite nice. You know, so if we've got. That's a hard one. Yeah, so I sort of do Desert Island licks, and it'll have like the chromatic stuff in I do as well. Yeah, I listen to it. I don't kind of learn any of the stuff that, like any of the solos or anything like that. But I do listen and I do absorb. So a lot of the interval stuff I really like. Well, he uses hybrid picking, but I do like his like lead playing in the way that he's quite sort of melodic. There's a lot of pentatonic scale there, and there's a lot of like he likes that ninth note. Same with the polyphia thing. So you'll hear that a lot. You'll hear a lot of me doing like pentatonic scale and then adding a ninth, like. Little like sort of like it's like an extra melodic an extra melodic pentatonic scale, isn't it? You gotta love Matthias Eric. I can't pronounce his name. He's sick, kind of like what you were doing. Is he? All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check him out now because I don't know who he is. What you got to remember is I haven't been listening to guitar music for there's a big gap in my guitar music listening. Okay, so I listen to the usual ones like Polyphia and things like that, but I'm very sort of I don't know anybody on the scene, to be honest. And this is because I spend a long time producing dance music. So I probably know more about dance music producers than I know about guitarists, to be fair. But I'm gonna check him out because I'm always interested in sort of that. He's old though. That's all right. So what sort of guitar, like, so I'm gonna do like quick, like what other sort of like guitar things would you like to see on a YouTube channel? Has anybody got anything that they're thinking like, oh, I wish somebody would do something on this particular subject? Upload the video. Oh God, it's rough today. Maybe some R&B. Yeah, I can do that. Again, Mark, it's just, you know, for me, it's all about the we're going to do for... Let's see if I can knock someone up. What chords have I got here? Rock R&B. So that's that ninth note. That's the kind of stuff you want. Yeah. How does my mind work when you're coming into a solo? Nervous, ready, scared. It all just depends, really. This is a really interesting question. Audio to eyeballs, right? There's like loads of live streams that I've done where I've talked about fear, and I've talked about what is called the inner game of music. So, like everybody else, you know, I've been nervous and things like that. But like now, I just let go, and I am completely aware of what actually makes me, that throws me. Okay, and I'm going to try and briefly tell you what it is because, you know, you're here, okay, and you obviously haven't caught the other ones. But basically, where do we start with this? Right. We have, there are two sort of areas of our thinking, okay? And this is in accordance with several books and research that I've done. The main one being Inner Game of Music, but you hear it mentioned sort of in Rise of Superman, Chicks and I can't even say as a psychologist, Chicks and Me, how guy. There is Art of War, and they all talk about basically a self one and a self two, okay? And this is really interesting because self one, even though we're the same person, is our critical self. But self two is the performance self. That's the self that we need to be when we're playing. Now, self one, you'll experience this because it's what psychologists call the narrative circuitry. In other words, you know, you're about to play on a live stream like me, and then suddenly your brain goes, "Oh, why are you gonna play something in E minor? Why don't you always do it in E minor? Why don't you do something different?" Right, okay, so you're not going to do something different. So just start like here and play that like you've been practicing for ages, right? And you have all of this commentary running whilst, you know, the music's happening. So effectively, what you're doing, right, is you're not actually listening to any music. You're actually just listening to your own thoughts. Now, a lot of times, if you're anything like me, what I do find with people is when they have this epiphany of realization that there is this narrative circuitry and it isn't you, right? And how it isn't you, okay, is because you're aware of it. You can hear it like like a second person. It's almost like somebody else is in the room, all right? So self 2 is the person listening, okay? So when we're playing and, you're improvising, I need to be absolutely in the moment, okay? I can't be thinking about the past and I can't be thinking about the future. Self 1 is there to protect us. That narrative circuitry, it's there trying to help us, even though it's not very helpful, because it's protecting us. It's protecting us because our brains haven't evolved much, right? From when we were in tribes, okay? And what would happen is if you were in a tribe and you did something weird, okay, you were kicked out of the tribe. It would mean certain death, okay? So our brain's always telling us and always telling us not to do things because it's protecting us. It's trying to stop us from there. It's trying to say, don't do this, do that, because, I don't want you to fail in front of all of the nice people who come on your stream, and then you'll not have a job and nobody will like you and you'll be finished, right? It's all of that kind of stuff that goes on, and that's not useful. The only thing that's useful is actually being able to listen to the music uninterrupted by that critical self, okay? And this is like a practice and something I'm aware of, and I carry it through all of my music making. Even when I'm making beats in the studio, I'm very much in flow, and this is all because I'm not listening to the critical self. I'm actually listening to what the music is. Think of it another way. If you're listening to yourself and you're playing what yourself is telling you, okay, it's all internal, isn't it? But what we need to do is we need to work with what already exists. So what exists outside of our body. That's what's important. So when we're listening to the music, it's existing outside of our body, okay? When we play and we match with that music, that's now existing out of our body, and then we course correct with that. What we don't do is start making up a plan, right? That's just not going to fit with a scenario that hasn't even unfolded. So when you're improvising, this is like practicing scales and all that kind of stuff. But I think the thing that gave me the biggest boost was all this in the game of music stuff, not just with guitar playing, because I'd started doing it a long time ago in 2015, I think, when I was really getting into flow practice. I don't know if you know this, Audio at Eyeballs, but I'm a trained music coach as well. And I run groups and stuff, and I cover a lot of this. And I also do one-to-one sessions. So if you're interested in a kind of, maybe it's a guitar coaching session specifically on this, I can take you through it, and I can get you thinking if you're having issues with this sort of thing. So I suppose the next question is, well, how do you just do all of that? Because actually, it does require a little bit of training, and it's the usual cliches. Meditation really helps before you do something. So, I mean, for me, when I was doing my music making practice, I don't do it as much now, but I would meditate for 5 minutes, and like no guided meditation, nothing like that. I would just simply concentrate on my breathing, and the reason I would do this would be to quieten down that internal voice. And I would always find that my sessions would go much more like smoothly and less thinky. So that's the first thing. The other thing, I've got a video called The Zen Art of Picking, which isn't like economy picking, which obviously isn't very popular because it's me talking about picking and doing very little of it. But actually what I do say is, I'm talking about taking a sensory approach, a sensory aware approach to guitar playing. And to quieten down that circuitry, what we can do is we can just focus on sensory aspects. So for me, if I'm really under pressure and I want to, and I really want to get into that moment, sometimes I'll play a note. Like now I can't hear this acoustically, but because I've got headphones on, but I can feel the vibrations, and that's great. So I love feeling the position of the string on my finger. And I try and feel the vibrations of the strings and how far that vibration goes into my finger. And it's like a little game, and it takes my mind away from anything, And I can guarantee you'll play all the notes with feeling, and it'll all sound good when you start doing that. Let's try it. So there you go. Just by doing that, I'm really locked in with the music, and I'm listening to the music, but I'm playing this wonderful game of feeling and enjoying the vibrations in my hand. I'm really feeling those notes. It's also helped me with my technique, because to get those vibrations going, I have to really position my fingers. I'm having to really use the tips of my fingers, which of course makes it just easier to play the guitar with legato anyway. Just for the clarity, not bumping into strings, and actually not having to really push hard on the strings as well. So it does, all of that. So there's many things like that. Other things I'll do, so that's a feel. So if we think about triangulating our senses, all right, so we've got the vibrations, we've got direct listening. So there's a number of ways you can do. Actually, the direct listening one's really, really good. One thing I like to do is listen to the space between notes. So we're listening to space now. So listening to space between notes. And another one I like, which is more to do with tension and release, is feeling the tension and release of the music, either the music you listen to and the band playing, listening to how that's building up, but actually feeling it in your body. Like, a lot of the time, we're just thinking about music, aren't we? We're thinking about the tension and release, but are we actually feeling it? And we do actually feel it. I love playing this game with dance music. So, especially when there's big drops and like big breakdowns. It's just feeling the tension release in your body. And you can really, when you're writing music, you can really sense whether a piece of music is working through doing this as an exercise. No, I'm not saying you're not thinking. I'm saying it's good not to think. Like, when I'm playing, I'm trying not to think. That's what I'm saying, audio. I think it's amazing to be able to hear the bad passing notes, but yeah, of course, the listener wouldn't notice. Of course, there's like lots of things I probably wouldn't notice. But I think with me is like, I just love this idea of building a hyper reality in everything I do. And that's why I've really gone back to legato, because I just love when I get it going, the clarity of the notes that I get. I really like it. And of course, if I'm playing with a lot of like synthwave stuff and a lot of synth music, it fits really well, it syncs really well. And the other thing I think, like with the legato I can pick, I tend to use it as a weapon of choice when I'm playing with Thomas. Simply, like, he does a lot of picking a lot of the times, so I contrast well if I start doing that. If I start coming in with softer legato lines, so it works well as a contrast thing, really. But if we notice something, then that's good. That's something to work on. I mean, I love doing the fortnightly lives, and when we're regular. It's that's the full stop at the end of my fortnightly 3-weekly practice routine, really, because what I'm doing is that actual live, that performance, that improvisation, there's not really any going back on it. At the end of the day, you're playing, and I know that it's recorded, and I can watch it back, and I watch it back, and I make notes on areas where I need to strengthen my playing, and that's been another game-changing thing, you know. Is actually, you know, watching yourself back on video, but in a performance situation, because that is the test under pressure, isn't it? You're playing what you're playing comfortably in front of people, and also trying to like push yourself as well. So it's a great way to find out exactly where your playing is. I mean, we can spend too much time in our rooms just practicing scales, and we're not really doing anything musically active, are we? All right. Don't get me wrong, your Stella. Just see a box round you, your shred. Oh, what's that? What's the box? Do explain. I need to know this now. I need to know what the box is. Is it something I've got to make into a? Have I got to make it into a circle? Hi, Maren. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. You know, it's early in the morning. Actually, the time's flying past. A box of liqueur. I want to know what the box is. I hope it's not a pentatonic box on the 12th fret. I hope it's not that. You can't say on the stream. Oh. Right, send an email. Hydration, yeah. I've got some coffee actually. Hold on, I'll just pour one. I don't know. The modern guitarist in action, isn't it? Or producer or whatever I am. Thermos flask, cup. It's like I'm working on a building site, isn't it? I hate this thermos flask. It kind of does like a little splash when the pouring action's not very good. It's not the usual one I get this. Right, I need to know what the box is. The box. Any ideas what the box could be round me? Anybody? Do say. Right. Alright. Whoa, 34 centigrade for the past 4 to 5 days here. The rain finally came. Wow. That's quite warm. We had a couple of days of summer actually yesterday. Yesterday and the day before, so that was really good. In fact, I was out yesterday morning. I was on a video shoot. So I don't know if anybody. So just as a little thing occupying my brain, I've uploaded the old Freakstar music, and it's going to be. There are some new songs that'll get released. 45 in the sun. So you don't even go outside. That's ridiculous. Where are you, Stelly? Again? Where are you at the moment? That's 45. Because that's really hot. I don't know if I could imagine 45. I'd have to stick the oven on at that temperature and put my hand in. Oh, yeah. 45 degrees. Yeah. I'm not really hydrating or drinking coffee, am I? Transylvania, Romania. Yeah. I'd love to go there, to Transylvania. Is there like loads of old creepy castles and stuff? I'd love to go there. I should book a holiday. What was I going to say? Excellent. I'd love to go. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna start releasing some of the old Freakstar stuff. So we uploaded, 30 of the tracks about 3 weeks ago, and initially they've just gone up on SoundCloud because we thought it would be a good way to archive them and not have them on the hard drive. So we just put them up with some like dodgy AI artwork, and then actually a kind of, I wouldn't say a take off because it wasn't like loads of listeners, but up to now, the total amount of like monthly listeners we've had, I think, will be over 12,000 now. So I thought that was pretty good without actually doing anything. So then it's probably worth just kind of, just because it's no work really, just releasing the odd track. But we were out making sort of like little social media vids, which was fun. So like doing things like shooting each other with water pistols, running over moors that looked like a moonscape. I drove over a water pistol as it exploded. That kind of stuff. Sharon pretended to be a hitchhiker with some signs as I was driving past. Yeah, just loads of bizarre stuff, as you do. Harsh winters and hot summer. 50 or 60 degrees between the winter and summer. I mean, literally, it's June and we've only had any really notably hot weather here in the UK the last 2 days. So I think everything else has just been wet and crap. Oh, yeah, that's been the thing. Anyway, we're going to have a look at... So, anyway, what do you think of the drum sound I have at the minute? This is the thing. I'll come back to the guitar in a minute. So, the drums... Let's see what you think. So, I thought this could be a replacement. But I haven't done any macroing of anything. So I've been using Slate. So Stelly, I don't know if you use Slate or not, but I've sort of been getting back into it. This is what I ended up doing. So the kick, because I just needed a go-to really. So this is the kind of stuff I've been setting up. But you just end up going a bit crazy with their stuff, don't you? So I've got like obviously drum gate, and this is just on the kick. Look. Oh, it's a snare in it. Right. There we go. So if I switch it off, where's the bypass? So that's what it was. And this is Get Good Drums, so they're really well recorded. And then that's what I turned it into. So I was able to get rid of quite a bit of the ring off the kick there. What have I got? I've got the saturator, fattening it up. We'll just go along one by one. So we've got the gate. Then I've got the kick fattener. Just giving it a bit of roundness. I just felt the thing was a bit too pointy. That's sort of like the pre, isn't it, gain? And then I've got the virtual channel, and then that's set to the Brit 4KE. So and that's just adding a little bit of gain. And then I've got the Pultec. And what that's doing is it's doing that Pultec trick of boosting the low end and attenuating higher up. So it kind of cleans your lower mids up. And then we've got SSL, just pushing the high end. So I've shaped the high end quite a bit, get that click out. Really want to hear the beta. And I'm taking a little bit of the mids out. And that's about it. So I thought that came out quite well. And then the snare was the only other thing that I did any amount of work on. Which was this is what the snare. Again, I'm using quite a lot of saturation on that. Let's have a look. Switch it off. So that's what it was. So that snare, what's happening there is it's just adding just a little bit of detail, that saturation. And then I've got, again, just a channel strip. I use Contact, yeah, so the Get Good drums are on Contact. See, like Stelly, that I think this like E strip sounds really good. You have a listen when I engage it. It's bringing a lot of detail of that snare up. And then finally, I just got snare punch. Like I just go for a preset on the compressor, snare punch, and then I just turned the threshold down a bit because it was far too smacky. But I can do a little bit more about there. You hate it when I change stuff, sorry. I'm only right. So with regards to the drums, I was using right. So this is important because what was happening was I need to use like live drums more, right? And I was using Addictive Drums too, which is amazing for like writing to. There's like loads of different kits, and you can really get a sound up quite good. But I wasn't getting anywhere near to what I wanted in like a final mix sort of sound, and I didn't want to have to keep going back and mixing drums. I just wanted a mixed drum sound that was like 80% of the way there. So that wasn't quite getting me there, although it's absolutely brilliant. I needed something, and it's massive as well. It's like there's like everything that you could possibly ever want in that plugin. So I just wanted something raw, basic that sounded really good, and that was the Get Good drums. And it just happens to be that it's in a Contact. That's all. So I put that in there, and I set it up so it was like multi-channel out. And then it was like originally I was using the SSL stuff, but I've gone back just now. Back to the Slate stuff because it's getting me to where I want, and like for now, touch wood, my head, it's not crashing the computer. And I was just like the SSL stuff was just crashing everything, which was a pain, real pain. Yeah, I mean, So Get Good drums, you just obviously they're a different developer to NI, but obviously the kit's it's simple. I and that's what I wanted. I just wanted simple, and then we can add, because like the processing of live drums, I think is quite complicated. You know, like just for kick and snare, I'm having to like put all of this stuff together, and that's not the half of it. And then you've got, what have I got? Have you never? Yeah, so maybe it's because of the. So you haven't got the 360 software installed at all. Does your SSL plugin still have the 360 button on them? Oh, I need to know that. So we've got. You don't have it installed. I mean, it's one last ditch. I could try uninstalling it. Okay, so that's on my drum master there. I think that's about it. I mean, everything else is just running through SSL channel. Set the Brit 4E, and then I'm just obviously giving the hi-hats a little bit of a roll off on the end, a little bit of lift. That's it. Done absolutely nothing with the toms, except put the plugins on. Overheads, got a bit of a roll off there. So I think the drums are sounding pretty good there. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, so maybe, Stelly, maybe it's because I've got 360 software installed. Yeah, that's me trying to be cutting edge. However, I'm quite enjoying on the bus. I've got a little bit of the FG red compression, which I think sounds pretty good. I think the only thing is just that it's a good sort of cleanish mix of the kit there, but I think it needs a bit of edge. I think what we'll do is we'll add something to it. Let's try. We'll try rabbit tape. Drum tape heaven. Hi, Daz. Get this. Down another dB. No, I haven't tried them. But I like what that's doing. That rabbit tape sort of kind of sorted it out. Yeah, so I mean I've been subscribing to Slate for years now. God, I must have been using them for about 8 years now. But actually, part of their subscription is now because they've partnered with SSL. I'll tell you what, we could run a test, couldn't we? I might just, shall I just uninstall 360 live? And then we can go over and see what it does. And I'll make a track. We'll give it a go. Right. Bear with me. Uninstaller 360. That's taking its time. Oh, just when you need something working. All right. 360. Let's see what comes up. All right, it's got. Oh, there's a 360 uninstall. I should use that, shouldn't I? It's a proper one. See. Okay, it's gone. I've uninstalled it, so we can probably head over and check it out. So let's have a look. I'm over here now. Right, where's the chat gone? Yeah, I mean, Stelly, I'm like totally like into the subscription model, I must admit. I mean, I have Plugin Alliance and all sorts of stuff on the go. Right, so let's go check the one out. So Des, anyway, how's it going, Des? Have you been what have you been? I'm just checking. What have you been practicing on guitar lately? I'm asking because like there's something I've been practicing which is doing my head in. I'll show you. Right. I don't know why that I haven't done this before, right? But I've started doing that thing where you crossing your second finger over your third finger. I'll show you where it is. That kind of stuff there. I'll zoom in. Right. I thought that was quite nifty, but it's been hard. Still on 2-note pentatonic thing. Doing 2-note pentatonic thing. Doing my head in, but slowly getting there. Never give up. Well, no, never give up. I'm with you there. The 2-note pentatonic thing is very hard, and it's good that you're not giving up. I like water. It's diverted me to everything other than 2 notes per string, really, or certainly not playing them with a pick anyway. That's 2 notes. Kind of, but 3 notes, isn't it? It's 2 and 3. It's weird. There's another one you can do. But I really like the sound because you can get it really sort of clean. Yeah. So that's been one I've been working on. What else have I been? I've been doing this, Des. I've been doing those really horrendous I have been doing 2-1 pentatonic scales. So that's been good. Just when you start then diatonically shifting it, it starts becoming hard work, the position below that. And what's hard there is that. So I'm not very good at doing that stretch, but now because I've started looking at fusion players doing weird pentatonic stuff, it seems to be a thing. But it's a super handy sort of thing to use. Let's see if I can use it on something. Let's use it on some rock music. Yeah, if I do a little bit of it, sounds really good. Hi Danny, how are you doing? Oh, that's cool. I'm getting in knots now, though. So it's just really hard to do, so I don't know, Des, if you're... So I don't know if, or anybody out there, if you enjoy doing those kind of stretches. But that's my micro practice really for the last sort of week. And this week will be doing that stretch and trying to. It's good. That stuff sounds good when you do like hammers only. Let's see what I can. Some music would help. Oh well, that's good, Des. This is good. This is like a thing, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Des. Yeah. So the power of doing the. Says that Brian holds it. Oh, that's so cool, isn't it? I'm gonna have to play that now. Getting a bit rock there. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I've been kind of working on. So, I think the next job to do today. It's a bit of like a studio hangout and chill out session. This is. Let's have a look at the other project and see if the 360 stuff's working. Oh, sorry, the 360, like the SSL stuff's working too. Settings. We'll head over. Right, new project. It'll go quiet for a second. Oh, but before I do, save. New. There we go. Right, we're here. So the test is quickly make a track. I need to make another synthwave kind of. So I've got a new synthwave backing track to go up, which I might post up today, but I don't know how. I mean, I enjoyed playing on it, but I just have to see what other people think. Might be a bit convoluted, but there is a new backing track going up. But other than that, let's have a look. Get some drums up. Right, that'll do. Just need something to play along to. Hopefully, I think the side chain should be on that. No, it's not. So the cool thing about EXO is it's really easy to find drums. So I need to change that out for hi-hat. Select none. Boy wonder. He'll have something. What'll do. Right. Nope, we need this on, don't we? That's a bit better now. And I still absolutely love arcade. I think it's meant to have some forest drums. So I just add this for a bit of interest, and I'm just guessing really. Crash in. Oh, cool. 808. Oh, starting to get a beat together now. Right, just do anything. It's going to be the answer to this. And then we'll work it out. Right, that'll do. Alright. 16s. stick some chords in. Right, where are we? A and G2. That's more the sound. Or is it? No, it's not. It's better. Is it? It's delayed guitar. All right. Well, hey, there's Audiority. Hello, how are you doing? Good morning. Pleasure to have you on the stream. Been shredding away there. But how is it going? Just arrived at the office. Great. What time is it there? Yeah, I knew it was Luca. It's an honour to have you on here, Luca. It's amazing. 8:50, a great time to start work, isn't it? I like that. Yeah. So just been I've just been jamming today, really, playing a bit of guitar, blasting all of the polychrome stuff. It's absolutely brilliant. I use nothing but that. And then just building a track. I've got lost in what I was doing because I've been having some software issues with plugins with my SSL stuff. Just like basically crashing and deleting my project. So I was just running a test by building a track, but then I got completely absorbed in building the track and not realizing that I was actually meant to be testing something, as you do. I'll just go back on the chat. Oh, you're writer for a magazine? Yeah, so it used to work. I think it's just something to do with the 360 software, I think. Well, part of it was I was using 360 software with AU plugins, and then there was just a big conflict, and then the behavior was basically when I would export anything from Ableton and then save after the export, basically the whole like Ableton would just disappear, and then it would actually delete the project. You could get the project from the backups, but your main project file that would just completely disappear. Very, very strange. So I changed everything to the VST3, and then which is what they recommend, and it's still been a problem. So I've got a backup though. It's live 12. You didn't upgrade. Probably sensible. Mind you, saying that I had this problem Stelly on 11, and it's been a problem I've had for ages. I've just put up with it by dragging the files out of the backup, but I've just got like really sick of it. So, but maybe the three, you know, because like I want things to work, so I don't like to go back like deleting plugins and stuff like that. I just like want it to work, and I really love the idea of the 360 software. It doesn't, saying that it's not a big deal because I've got like all of my stuff macroed. A pointer getting, yeah. I wish I could point to the pointer and remove it and fix it. Luca, I'll just post my entire studio to you. Maybe you can fix it for me. I'll just get it sent UPS. So I think we're nearly coming to an end, so I'm gonna Yes, I have done that. I've sent it to the developers. I did that last. It's good. Glad you've reminded me because I did that on Monday last week. So it's been a week and I haven't heard anything. But it's been I followed all of the correct protocol and sent it to their support channel, and haven't heard anything. Yeah, so I've sent the log. But the thing is, what we can do is we can probably test this out now. I'll just do a save. Right. Right, then I'll just do that. Okay. And then live, we can watch my whole setup crash. Okay, I'm just going to do a little export of this. I'll do a little export of that. Here we go. Exporting. Okay, so far. Now, all I've got to do... Alright, here we go. Sounds like the lifetime ownership has been messed up. What's that? Rock solid. You see, right, mine, like my 16-inch MacBook was like quite noisy fan-wise, and it used to really heat up. And I couldn't stream. It wasn't powerful enough to like really stream Ecamm, and what I was doing in the studio, it didn't have enough power, which is why I'm on an M1, because I needed that extra. In fact, actually, I'm starting to outgrow this, so I'll be upgrading to something, fingers crossed, very soon. In fact, I'm doing quite a bit. There's going to be a few sort of well, not major changes, but I am going to get I'm getting another camera over here so you can actually see me front on, and I've got a sidewall here, and I'm getting some fake greenery on it, like ferns and things like that look absolutely crazy. So I'm getting that all put in, lit up, so it'll be like a forest. The idea is it'll be like a forest behind me. So I have the brick wall here and a forest behind. I think it looked pretty good. But I tell you what was, my Intel 15-inch MacBook was absolutely bomb-proof. I can't remember it ever crashing. Anyway, let's see what happens. So I'm going to save now. And then see if it quits. Just having to think about it. Okay, it hasn't, yeah, it can do. The only thing is it's not proper green, it's not a living wall though, it's a plastic one. But I tell you what, it's like really expensive. it's like really. That's the one I had. I had the 2019 16-inch i9. Not great, yeah. But I mean, like basically, because I need the lower latency on the computer for my playing, and I need to like run Ecamm. And it's a demand, isn't it? It's a high demand, you know. I think this could fix it, Stelly. I think this is it. I must admit, though, like when I hear the whole SSL thing across, just to try, I mean, like basically, I've just made this track in what, 10-15 minutes. Knocked a bit of a loop up, and it's got SSL on everything, and it sounds great. Especially like when you got the, you know, you've got the convenience of like how I've got the filters macroed. It's that guitar there, I can just, you can hear the kind of woofy low end on it. And I can just, that filter, that's the high pass filter that you get on the 4K4KE is just so forgiving. It doesn't absolutely like trash your sounds into just sounding thin and terrible. It's nice. Yeah. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to have to wrap up now because I think it's time to do some other things. So I'm hoping this morning to record some content. It's going to be some guitar stuff though. So I'm probably going to do a picking exercise, and I'm uploading a backing track. At least I think it's a backing track. It might be a little bit too fiddly to play on, but I mean, I was jamming on it and I was having a good time. So I'll upload that today. So there'll be a backing track on the channel for you to play on, and then expect a picking exercise. So the particular exercise I'm doing is one that, because we were talking about it on the live, and I thought, right, well, I've got a really good exercise that demonstrates alternate picking inside and with the combination of economy picking. So I think, and it's a really good exercise. It really kind of gets you going and focused. So expect that this week, and it'll only be about a 5-minute video, I think. All right, and I'll see you all tomorrow. All right then, bye.